I'm surrounded by all these wonderful bulbs in this box from Longfield Gardens. First we have the paper white Tazetta called Near. The snow white flowers are slightly larger than Ziva and the fragrance is a bit more subtle. And these bulbs are nice and big bulbs. It says 17, 18 centimeters are the size of these bulbs. I can expect at least, one stem at least, but perhaps even 2 or 3 stems coming from these huge bulbs. Ranunculus tecolote merlot. Giant 5-inch blossoms, have a lot of extra petals, rich raspberry red with frosty white highlights. 15 ranunculus. A pairing of the lily flowering Purple Dream and Elegant Lady tulips. So I have about 40 bulbs, 20 each. Nice and healthy. Elegant Lady, there we go. I think there's more. Yeah, right here. 40 bulbs. Bea Astrea, 10 bulbs. This is a split corona daffodil that's a cross between a split corona daffodil and a jonquil daffodil. Great for the warmer zones. British Gamble has white petals surrounding a flared and ruffled trumpet that's pale yellow at the base and peach pink at the outer edge. The blossoms can measure as large as 5 inches across. Love Call with 2 overlapping layers of milky white perianth segments offset perfectly by butterfly-like ruffled golden orange cup segments. Narcissus Love Call. How many bulbs? 10 bulbs of this. 20 bulbs of the jonquil called Pipit, an award-winning daffodil bred here in the US, and the flowers open lemon yellow, and over time the cup and the base of the petals gradually fade to white, an enchanting variety. Jonquil Daffodil Pipit. So Blushing Lady, sunset flamed, soft rosy pink, blending to soft yellow on the petals' edges. This is a description on John Sheeper's website, and it's just a wonderful description. Blushing Lady, I have 20 bulbs, 30 inches tall, and they bloom in late spring. 100 bulbs of the Triumph Berry Blush Mix. 100 bulbs. So many. 3 different varieties work beautifully to create an ombre effect that reminds us of raspberry ripple ice cream. Double Daffodil Queen's Day, 25 bulbs, and 25 bulbs of the Orange Emperor Tulip, which is a Fusteriana tulip, and that blooms in early spring. Queen's Day blooms in mid-spring. I'm adding a lot of jonquil daffodils to my garden this year. You saw Pipit earlier, and we have here, this is 25 Kedron, this one right here, and 25 of quail. Quail was so floriferous, it was so beautiful, dainty yellow blooms, multiple flowers on multiple stems from each bulb. And so I'm excited to have more quail, jonquil daffodils in my garden this year. Ceylon has everything you want in a daffodil. Flowers are upward facing and they hold a color well, even in intense sun. 25 bulbs of Ceylon daffodil from Colorblends. And 25 bulbs are one of my favorite Tazetta daffodils. This is Grand Soleil d'Or. These bulbs are huge. These are 14 to 16 inches. Some of them have 2 necks. Actually, many of them have 2 necks. I'm expecting a beautiful display from the Grand Soleil d'Or. I'm also stepping up my game on double daffodils, and so I'm planting lots more of Replete. Replete is an early blooming double daffodil. It naturalizes very well in my Zone 9 in California. I also love the fact that Replete has very nice, strong stems, and so I'm just I have a lot of these in my garden, and they've been coming back year after year. Last year in the Double Trouble blend, I had 4 different types of double flowering daffodils, including Ice King and Tahiti, and also some other ones. I don't know the exact variety. And also I like to buy the double mix from the other bulb distributors as well, because maybe perhaps there might be some other double varieties that are not in this mix that I can find in here. And I'm actually creating a bed this year that's just dedicated to double daffodils. So I'm looking forward to planting these. Fortissimo, I have 7 bulbs of Fortissimo. Bear Browning is an early blooming small cup daffodil that returns very well for me here, naturalizes very well. Slim Whitman is a sport of ice follies, and there's 6 bulbs of this one. This is from Burpee. Oh wow. Oh, there are two compartments to this one. So we have here Hawaiian skies. The shallow bowl-shaped corona is bright yellow with a crisp band of yellow-pink at its wavy rim. 10 bulbs of Hawaiian skies, 10 bulbs of Kapiti peach, and I've been wanting to get this Tazetta type daffodil for a couple years now. Kapiti peach has a peachy pink cup. It's a Tazetta daffodil, so I know it does well where I am. 10 bulbs of waltz. Large fluffy cup flutters atop pure white petals. It's already dark, but here I am. You know, we find time whenever possible. Trying to do this with one hand. So small, wow. It's a hellebore. This is the wedding party first dance. It looks like it won't flower this year. It's a very young plant. Well, I'm gonna grow it on and maybe it'll bloom next year or a couple years from now. Anyway, I went shopping. 25 bulbs of the Tulip Pride Mix, 50 of the Daydream Tulips, Thalia. I got 10 bulbs of Thalia. Adding more to my double daffodil collection, White Lion, which I also have in my garden. This is a Kaufmanniana tulip called Stressa, and I think there are 5 bulbs of the Stressa tulip in each of these packages, and there are 10 bulbs of the flower record crocus in each of these packages. Recently I was in Amsterdam and I got 30 bulbs of the very chic tulip that came from the Amsterdam Tulip Museum. I also picked up at the Amsterdam airport 30 bulbs of the Rembrandt mix. When I landed at the airport, I was asked, do you have anything to declare? And I said, yes, I have tulip bulbs from the Netherlands. Each of the packages are unopened and they have the certificates of inspection on them. And it was so easy. They said, yep, these are good to go. I also got 10 bulbs of the precocious daffodil. These blooms have peach to tangerine colored, extra fancy ruffled cups. Here are all the bulbs all together. I like to actually look at each bulb individually. I mean, there are several hundred bulbs right here, but I like to take a look. I like to just feel the bulbs, making sure they're nice and firm. I haven't checked all of the daffodil bulbs individually, but I did check all of the tulip bulbs individually. In this bucket are all the bad bulbs from over 370, 380 tulip bulbs. I think this is like 20 bulbs in here that are bad bulbs, which is pretty good. And I'm not going to touch them, but as you can see, that's moldy bulbs. This one, and this one, these 3 are overly dry. They feel super light. There's no life. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing's going to come out of these bulbs. They're completely dead. No plant, no stalk, no flower, nothing. The tulip bulbs, they will go into the refrigerator as they'll be in a small confined area for several weeks. It's so important to separate the bad bulbs from the good bulbs. Mold and fungus can spread very easily in a confined space. For the most part, most of my bulbs look great. So these are the bulbs of the paper whites near. Nice huge bulbs, 2 necks. This is a massive bulb. This looks like an 18 centimeter bulb. 18 centimeters right here as well. Each flower stalk from a paper white produces clusters of flowers. So if you get 3 stalks from one bulb, which is possible from a bigger bulb, you'll get a flower show just from even one bulb. Grand Soleil d'Or bulbs from Colorblends. They look so nice. Nice and huge as well. 2 necks. And my bulbs from Burpee, it's kind of hard to see, but I can touch them, I can feel them, they feel healthy. What are these here? These are my Bea Estrella bulbs. This one is, which one is this one? This one is the Bird Browning. Looks very nice. I want to show you a little bit of the garden. This is Truffula Pink Gomphrena. These were planted back in May. I did give them a hard prune a couple months ago. I think it was down to like maybe the 3rd set of leaves, maybe down to here. and they have just come back so beautifully. These are the Gomphrenias called Fireworks. They looked much better a couple months ago. The thing about this one is that it gets very leggy. It branches out in all different directions. And I think next year I might not plant the Fireworks. Maybe I might plant more of the Truffula Pink since they're shorter, more compact, better branching, better, more evenly branched. But I do have to remove the zinnias and the Gomphrenias very soon from this bed because emerging and already emerged are Tazetta daffodils. Look at this right here. If you look closely down here, you can see they're just emerging. Here as well, here as well. See, more. It's been very beautiful having all these blooms of the zinnias, of the Gomphrenias, and the pentas. So beautiful, but I have to remove them soon because I have to allow light to hit the foliage of the emerging Tazetta daffodils. I wish all you happy gardening and happy bulb planting.